If you only watch one sports betting video this year, make it this one. And I mean that. Because you've been losing and it ain't for the reason you think. You think this is luck. You think the only way to win big is by stacking parlays and praying. And that's the lie that's keeping you where you are. The part that you don't want to hear is that the people actually making money, they have a system, a strategy, and the discipline to run it the same way every single day. So in this video, I'm going to show you what sports betting looks like when you actually do it right. Not the highlight reels everybody posts, the real thing. Exactly how a professional bettor thinks and what they do to stay profitable while everybody else keeps refilling their account. And I'm not here to sell you picks. Every other guy in your feed is screaming lock up the day and charging you for it. That's the whole game. Keep you dependent on them so you never learn anything for yourself. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to show you why you need your own system so you never have to rely on buying picks again. And look, I'm not talking down to you. I've been exactly where you are. I lost a lot of money chasing cappers and copying picks, doing the same things that you're probably doing right now. I went down 40 bands before it finally clicked. Then I built the system and turned that into $65,000 profit in 180 days. So when I tell you what you're doing wrong, it's because I did every bit of it first. So stay with me all the way to the end, because by the time this is over, you're going to look at a bet the same way a professional does. You'll see what they see, and once you got that, you'll never have to depend on anybody's picks ever again. YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Dez. I'm imdesTV, the best TV, and we back with a banger. I said we back with a banger. Hey man, as y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail of the video, man, y'all know what's going on. I'm finna give y'all some game that's gonna change the way you bet and how you look at sports betting for the rest of your life. So if you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and leave a like on the video and also hit that subscribe button. I post sports betting content every single week and I'm very consistent. And I promise you, if you stay and watch the whole video, your whole perspective is gonna change on how you look at sports betting. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing I want to go over is the reason why majority of people keep losing money sports betting. The reason you losing ain't your picks. It's that you got no system and you've been buying picks to cover it. A pick lasts one night, but a system, it lasts forever. Think about it for real. You buy a pick, it hits, and now you feel like a genius. The next day you need another pick, you ain't no better than yesterday. You just rented a win. The second the picks stop coming in, you've got nothing because you never learned it for yourself. And when you bet on your own, there's no process behind it. You bet on a team you like, on a feeling, on a parlay because the payout looked fun. That's not betting, that's hoping with extra steps. The losing loop is always the exact same. No system, bet on emotions, stack a parlay, lose, chase it back the next day, and lose again. Round and round, over and over until the account is empty. And every single time you blame the pick, but the pick was never the problem. So get this through your head before anything else, because it changes everything. You don't need a better pick, you need a system. The day you stop renting wins and you start owning the process is the day this whole thing turns around. Now next up, I want to go over this. This is not gambling, this is investing. And the boring bettors are the ones getting rich. Now let me say that again, because here's the shift that flips your whole brain. Done right, this is not gambling, it's investing. You're not chasing the thrill, you're managing a bankroll and only putting money down when you have a clear edge. And it's the boring bettors that's actually getting rich, not the dude posting a 12-leg parlay once a year. It's the guy quietly placing single bets, tracking everything, pulling out profit every single month, feeling almost nothing while he does it. Boring is what rich looks like in this game. What turns it from gambling into investing is a system. Mine is called the Sharp Protocol, and it's 3 things working together. Straight bets instead of parlays. Bankroll management so one bad night can't wipe you out. And discipline, meaning you run it the same way whether you're hot or cold. Underneath that, it's really just a handful of repeatable moves. Pick one lane instead of betting the whole board. Set your bankroll in your unit before you bet $1. Make straight bets your main play and hunt for value instead of betting every single game. Track every single play, green check or red X. And stay disciplined through the wins and the cold streaks. Now none of this is flashy, and that's the point. There's no magic pick, no secret app. It's a boring, repeatable process that takes the emotion out and lets your edge show up over hundreds of bets. The sports books make all of their money off of people gambling off of emotions, off of how they feel on that day. The day you start investing instead, you stop being their favorite customer. And honestly, if you're sitting there realizing that you've been gambling off feeling this whole entire time instead of actually having a system, that's actually a good thing because most people never even catch it. I did the same exact thing for years before it actually clicked for me. But knowing a protocol like this exists and actually running it every single day are 2 completely different things. And walking through that whole process step by step is what flipped it for me. So I broke the whole entire thing down for you in a free video, and it's the first link in the description. Go watch that when you're done here, and you'll have the full picture instead of just this one piece. Now this next one's gonna sound completely backwards until it clicks. But the most profitable move in betting is usually no bet at all. And I know y'all probably thinking, well, how am I gonna make money if I don't bet? If I just take the day off? And that's the thing. Every sports bettor thinks more action means more chances to win. But it's the complete opposite. If you don't got a real edge by your cutoff, you take no bet on that day. No bet is a position, and it's a winning one. A day you don't bet because nothing was there, you didn't see no clear edge and nothing stood out for you, is a day that you don't lose. That's a win, and nobody teaches you that because nobody can sell you on closing the app. The amateur can't sit still. They wake up, they want action, so they force a play on the game they never even studied. That's not betting, that's boredom with money attached. And here's the part the sports books don't want you to know. They make most of their money off the people who can't stop. The ones betting 7 days a week, no matter what's on the board. The second you give yourself permission to pass, you stop feeding them. So change how you see it. You're not paid to bet, you're paid to be right. If being right means doing nothing tonight, then nothing is the play. And that discipline to walk away is exactly what separates you from the guy refreshing his app at midnight looking for any game to throw money on. Now lock in for this next one because it flips how you keep score completely. There's a way of measuring yourself that 99% of sports bettors get completely wrong. And it'll tell you if you're actually winning long term before your record ever does. Here's one nobody tells you. Your win-loss record is lying to you. You've been measuring yourself completely wrong this whole time. You can go 6-4 over a stretch and be a long-term loser. And you can go 4-6 over a stretch and be a future winner. Wins over a small sample lie to you constantly in both directions. Think about it like flipping a coin. Flip it 10 times and you might get 7 tails. That doesn't mean the coin's broken. It means 10 flips is nothing. Your betting's the same. A bad week is 10 flips. It tells you nothing. And this right here is why most people quit before it starts working. They run a system, hit one cold week, panic, and then burn the whole thing down. Not because the system failed, because variance was just doing what variance does. So stop judging yourself on a tiny sample. The edge only shows up on the long run, so you gotta give it the long run. If you're ever going to change something, you change it on a calm day, looking at a real sample. Never in the middle of a losing streak when you're emotional. That one shift keeps you in the game long enough to actually win. Alright, this last one is the payoff for everything we just covered because this is the exact thing that I promised you at the start. By the end of this part, you're going to look at a bet the same way a professional does, so stay with me. Here's the one thing that ties it all together. The losing bettor and the profitable bettor can make the same exact bet. Same game, same line, same night, and it's still two completely different bets. Because the difference was never the bet, it's the lens. The losing guy looks at the game and asks, what can I bet tonight? The pro looks at the same game and asks, is there an edge here? Yes or no? One's looking for action and the other one is looking for value. Same screen, two totally different questions. The amateur grades that bet by whether it won, and the pro grades it by was the decision right, win or lose. Because over hundreds of bets, the right decisions are the ones that pay. A win on a bad bet just taught you the wrong lesson. A loss on a good bet means you did your job and variance bit you. And once you actually see it this way, you can't unsee it. You'll go back and look at your own bets from last month and realize that most of them weren't bad luck. They were the wrong question, asked the wrong way, graded by the wrong scoreboard. That right there is the whole thing. That's what I promised you at the start. You now look at a bet the same way a professional does. You see what they see. The pick was never the difference. The lens was, and now you got the lens. And look, just understanding what I showed you today already puts you ahead of almost every other bettor out there. Because most of them are still buying picks and praying. But I'm going to be real with you about what happens next. You're going to want to build this system for yourself, and that's exactly where most people get stuck. Because seeing it the right way and actually building your system around your own protocol, around your bankroll, your schedule, your lane, that's a whole different thing. That's the part I can't fit into this video. So I took my entire approach and broke it down step by step in a free video for you. And it's the first link in the description. But this ain't for everybody. If you're looking for some magic pick or an overnight thing, it's not that, and you can move on. But if you're somebody who's actually ready to treat this like a skill and put in the reps, go watch that breakdown right now and you'll see exactly how all of it fits together. But it's your boy Dez. I'm imdesTV, the best TV, and we out.
I ran it up, I had to get it. Feeling want no option, had to change up my decision. I don't want no problems, but I go crazy over binges. If I started, I'ma finish. No, I got complete the mission.